Hey guys, welcome back to the final episode of Basic WordPress Plugin Development series. Today I will show you how you can create a custom WordPress reusable widget. So let's begin. So then, what we are going to do is we are going to create a draggable widget that we can put upon any widget area that we want. We will create a movie widget that will fetch the movies in a listed way. So let's head over into the code editor and add a folder in the inc directory. Let's call it widgets. And inside the widgets, let's create a file and name it movie widget.php. Now let's open the PHP tag. Alright. Now in order to create a draggable widget, WordPress uses a bit of object-oriented way. It inherits a class from the WordPress and the class name is WP widget. So we need to create a class and we need to extend that WP widget class, and then we need to create our custom widget. So let's begin by the class name. Let's call it my plugin movie widget. And that's gonna extends that's gonna extends the WP widget class. Alrighty. Now inside that we basically need 4 classes. The first one is the construct class, 4 functions. The first one is the construct functions, and then the widget, then the form, and then the update. So let's create one by one. Public function, construct, and then we need public function widget, and it's gonna take 2 parameters exactly. First one is the arguments and the second one is the instance. We'll explain those later. And the next function we need is the form. Public function form. It will have 1 parameter and it is instance. And the last one is the update function. Update function, it will also take 2 parameters. The first one is the new instance and the second one is the old instance. Alright. Now finally, what we need to add this class into a WordPress hook. So first let's create a function here and let's say register my plugin movie widget. Register my plugin movie widget. Alright, and here we're gonna call or register our widget. Register widget, and inside that we're gonna call our class. Our class name is my plugin movie widget. Alright, and finally we need to add this method with a WordPress hook, and the hook name is widgets init. And then we need to pass the function name here. So this is the bare bone that we are going to need to create a custom draggable widget. Just to recap, we need to create a class that's going to extend the WP widget class, and we need these 4 methods. The first one is the construct method, second one is the widget, third one is the form, and the fourth one is update. And finally we need to use register widget function, and we need to define our class, and finally we need to add this method with a WordPress hook, and the hook name is widgets init. Now let's begin with the construct function. Now here what we need to call the parent constructor within our constructor. So how we can do that? In PHP we just call parent and static notation construct, and that's it. Now inside that we need to pass some things or values in order to work it as we want. So the first one is the widget ID. So let's name it my plugin movie list widget. All right, movie list widget. And the second one is the title. So let's say recent movies. And the third one is basically an array in which we can define CSS class. So let's say class name, and the class name, let's say my plugin movie widget. And the next one we can define description as well. This description, and let's name it widget for displaying displaying. Okay, displaying movie lists. All right, so we're done with the construct function. What we have done here, we call the parent constructor. That means we call the construct function from the WP widget, and we define an ID. The next one is the title, and the next one is a array that's gonna define the class name and the description as well. Now let's move into the next section, in where basically our widget will appear. So it takes two parameters. The first one is the arguments, and the second one is the instance. Instance means the current instance that it has. So if we create a widget in the theme, you should know that the widget has some wrappers, like title wrappers, before title and after title, and it also has the widget wrapper, before widget, after widget. So we need to also tackle those things as well. So let's say title equal to apply filter. This time we are going to use apply filter, and the filter is widget title, and here we're gonna define the instance. Inside the instance we just take the title. So what it does, it will grab the title value from the instance, and it will hook with the widget title filter. And then let's do our query. The query that we're gonna with this query we're gonna fetch the movie lists from the WordPress database. So let's call new WP query, and here let's pass the array. The first one is the post type, and the post type is movie, and let's say post status, and it should be publish. and let's say post per page. So let's hard code it. Let's say we want 5 posts. We will make it dynamic later. And then let's move into the next portion. This time we are gonna wrap everything within the widget wrapper that I have described before. That when we create a widget, we do have a before widget and after widget wrapper, before title and the after title wrapper. So we're going to do that. So let's do like echo, and it contains in the arg object or arg array, I should say. So before widget, so this arg before widget will contain the before widget DOM or HTML if you like. So let's concatenate with the args of before title. So let's do like before title, and then we are gonna invoke our title that we just used it here, and then another args, and here the after title. All right, and finally we are gonna print the after widget. Now you might be wondering that how I'm getting this instance title. It doesn't make any sense. That because we will have this instance when we create a form. So till we create a form and add these fields, let's keep it like this. So inside there, what we're gonna do, we're gonna look through our WP query. If any posts exists, then we are gonna look through our posts. In this case it's movies, and we're gonna show those titles. So let's check those first. So if not empty, the query posts, if it is not empty, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna print an UL. Let's close it here. Okay, so inside the UL we're gonna run our for each loop. So let's say for each query post as movie, and here let's print the li, and also define an anchor tag so that we can pass the link as well. So here let's provide the link first. Echo get the permalink, and we need to pass the ID, and then here we need to echo the title. So let's open PHP echo get the title, and inside that let's say movie ID. Alright, so I think we're done with the widget method also. So just to recap what we have done here, we define our query, we take our title from the instance title that we are going to create in form, we write our query, and then we wrapped up our main widget DOM with the before widget and the after widget, and we also wrap the title with the before title and the after title DOM. Alright, so now let's move into the form method, and here we are gonna need two fields. The first one is the title, and the second one we will create for the post limit, like if you want to show 5 posts or 10 posts or 3 posts. For the user and input, we are gonna use a limit field. So let's define the title first. If not empty, the instance will hold that. If the title instance title is not empty, then it's gonna have the instance title, else it's gonna return blank. And similar way, let's create a variable and name it limit, and if it is also not empty, and limit, then it will have the limit value. Otherwise, by default, let's say it's gonna print 5. Alright, now let's provide the DOM that's gonna appear in the widget form. So let's wrap up with the P, and let's do a label, and we're gonna use this for label more dynamically. So let's do like echo esc attr, and here we're gonna grab the field ID of the title. So how we can do that? We can use like this get field ID of the title. So this is how we can go get those labels dynamically. And insert the label. Okay, insert the label. Let's echo out the label. Yes, attr. What this function will do, this function will escape the attr and also echo it out. So title, and then the text domain, it's my plugin, and then we are gonna add an input, and the type will be text. Let's use a WordPress native class, it's white fat, and let's put the ID, and the ID should be the same as the label for attribute, and the ID should be inside the input tag as well. And then we need to provide the name as well. So the name will be like echo this get field name, and the field name is for the title. All right, and finally the value. So the value is like PHP, okay, echo ESC again we are skipping the attribute, and the value is the title that we have defined here. So that's how the first title form field has been done. Let's copy this one because we need another field, and this one is for the limit, and let's say number of not posts, let's say number of movies to show, and this should be limit, this should be limit as well, and this should be limit as well. So that's how our form has been done. So before I think we need to add a closed PHP opening tag here. So before further go, let's check what happened into the backend. So but before that we need to include this widgets movie widget into our my plugin as before. Include WordPress custom widgets. So let's say require once, and my plugin path include widgets movie widget .php. All right, so now let's head over into the backend and let's see what happens. So when I refreshed, we should see a recent movies widget somewhere. Here it is. As you can see, our widget has been created and its name is recent movies. So if we want to use it, let's say into the footer one, but before that let's go into the front end of the theme, and I think the footer one this one and the footer two is this one. So let's try to add into the footer one. So let's drag it here under the recent posts. As you can see that we have just created our forms, the title is there and the number of movies to show is also in there. So what we can do, we can say like recent movies, and if we try to hit save, it's not gonna save yet because we didn't create the update method, or we just define the update method but we do not create any scripts there. But if we go into the front end, then as you can see our data is coming. Now why is that? The three, it is showing 3 because I think we do have 3 movies that can be publishable. Yes, we have 3 published movies, that's why it is showing 3 here. But our data is coming, but we do not have the title yet, and we do not have the control over the how many movies we want to show in a listed way. So let's do that. So let's head over into the code editor and let's do our update method. So what we need to do, we are gonna create a variable and let's name it instance, and into the instance variable we are gonna grab or hold the old instance that's gonna already saved as values. So now what we are gonna do, instance, now this instance means the old instance, and its title we're gonna add or update this instance title with a new value. So before that we're gonna use a function and its name is strip tags. So this is gonna strip the unwanted tags, strip tags. Okay, and here we will assign this from the new instance title. Now what this will do, this will grab the new value and put into the instance that is the old instance, if you like. So similarly let's do it for the instance of limit as well, and hence it's an integer value and we expect an integer value, so we are gonna do some checking. So if it's not empty, the new instance limit, if it is not empty, then we will make it by force int val. So int val new instance and the limit, else by default we want always 5. So finally we are gonna return the instance. So that should update our value. So let's head over into the backend and widgets. Okay, let's hit a refresh. Now let's try to say like recent movies and hit save, and as you can see the title has been saved. So let's try to change the limit from 5 to 2 and hit save. It is also updated. So let's see the reflection. As you can see the recent movies is there, but we should see the 2, but there's 3. Okay, I can remember because we just hard coded our limit to 5. So here what we need to make it dynamic. How we can do that? Because we have the instance and we can use this limit. So now it should print only 2. As you can see it is printing 2. So this is how we can create a custom draggable WordPress widget, and you can use it anywhere in any widget area. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please do subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest videos on time, and also gives a thumbs up to inspire me to create more cool videos like this. Thank you for watching.